to clear out.
What's up?
What's up?
Jim's muted.
You guys
Nice
totally
one, Jim.
let me down.
Well done.
Jim,
He's
still
still
we
muted.
still can't
Still
hear
muted.
Jim. We can't hear you, dude. We just for everybody watching here. Look, they were even doing it better in the chat here. Look at this. we tried to orchestrate that a little bit.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Yeah, you're here. All right, here, just you by yourself now. Let's hear it.
I can't. I'm
I'm totally kidding. What's up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? This fine Friday. I don't think I've talked to any of you this morning.
Good.
I'm
How
good.
are
I just
you
got
doing?
out of a training session with our accounts team. It went swimmingly.
Yeah. What are you drinking?
Perrier.
It looks a little suspect for
It was
10 a.m.
only
in the morning.
He didn't say it was only Perrier.
Nice, man. Krste here is a little bit under the weather. You think you're going to make it, buddy?
Yeah, I'm good. We'll push through it.
Yeah. This is round two for Krste here.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Let me get this up here. We're going to be talking about Valentine's Day. So as you know, I'm joined today by ShineOn's media buying team. So we got Jim Carmella here, Krste, and Zappy. And
down in my corner.
yeah, together, I think they did. I don't remember the exact number. If you guys do, feel free to throw it out there. I think you did over $4 million in revenue.
$4.114 million.
$4.114 million in revenue in Q4. And that was almost entirely from really just November and December, because correct me if I'm wrong, I'm pretty sure you guys got a bit of a late start because Krste, I don't think you were completely fired up until near the end of October.
We didn't start testing until October.
Yeah. So, that was really just November and December. So it wasn't really even a full kind of Q4 run there. So anyway, hats off to you guys. You guys freaking crushed it. So today we're going to be talking about how to make the most of Valentine's Day. We're going to be talking about their approach to Valentine's Day. They just had a super successful Q4. They've learned some things. We're now using TikTok as a bigger part of our strategy, things like that. So we're going to get into all the nitty gritty there. It's going to be really fun, as you know. All right. So do me a favor. Like the post. If you're on YouTube, like the YouTube video. You can't dislike it anymore. So give it some likes. Drop some comments in there. Give us a thumbs up if you're over here on Facebook. And give us some of your favorite emojis in the comments. I usually I'm a big fan of UFO emoji. I like that one. I like TikTok, chickens. I like chickens. And then what's that other one I like? There's like a ninja one that I kind of like. Give us your favorite emoji here in the comments. Let us know you're here. Give us some love. We've got people tuning in. Matt here's from the UK. We had Tunisia was representing earlier. I'm looking for the comment. Hi from Tunisia.
I like the flexing emoji myself.
Give Zappy some flexes and some little lightning bolts while we're at it.
Zappy lightning bolts. That should be it.
Yeah, poor Jim here is he's getting blocked out again by all the comments. Is that better? That's a little better.
It just moved.
I'm losing track here, all the comments. Anyway, there we go. We got some emojis coming in. I thought you liked fishing. I like fishing too. That's good. But where are my sharks and my whales and my marlins and my salmon? There are more fish emojis than that. Come on, buddy. All right, let's keep going here. Okay, so start off with some testimonials real quick. Daniel Marcello, I hope I'm saying your last name right, buddy. Hit 7 figures in total revenue. So if you look at his revenue number here, I'm trying to circle it. It's over $1 million, over 7 figures. Congratulations, buddy. He's been in the community for a really long time. He's on our Coffee with Michael today. He's in the chat anyway. So congratulations, buddy. You deserve it. Go check out his post if you haven't. Just search for him in the Facebook group. It's definitely worth a read. And now you know that if this guy's commenting in the group, you're going to want to pay attention to him. Daniel, we've got some swag coming your way. So Tammy from my team will be reaching out. Congratulations, buddy. Mark here sold. Guess what I sold? I thought I couldn't get any sales with it, but it came with butterflies. Oh, Everlasting Love is what we got right here. So he sold our kind of high-end product here, the gold. It's like the gold heart. If you look in the catalog, I think the base cost, it's pure gold with diamond shards in it. The base cost on it's like, what is the base cost? Is it $70? Is it $90?
I'll look it up.
What is it?
125.
Okay, 125, and the suggested selling price is 200, I think, at the base. They pulled $310 out of this with a $180 profit. So congratulations, buddy. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing this in the group. You got some swag coming your way. Washika Williams, I hope I'm saying your name right. Forgive me if I'm not. We've got very first sale here. So congratulations on your very first sale, $43 in profit. I say it every week, but I love the first sale post because it just, if you're struggling, you're new, you're just getting the hang of things. It's cool to see other people kind of break through the wall. So Washika here just got her first sale, made her first month. I wonder if it was her first dollar online. If you're in the chat, let us know because that's always a really fun moment when you make your first dollar online. Anyway, congratulations. You got some swag coming your way. Tammy will be reaching out. And then we have Jacob here, first Etsy sale today. Been doing Facebook ads as well. 3 sales so far. No profitable campaigns yet. $256 in revenue and 9 units sold. Thanks for sharing your progress. When look, this is a skill. I try to tell everybody it's a skill just like anything else. And it takes time to learn. When you start playing basketball, you don't immediately expect to be dunking. You know what I mean? It takes time to develop the skill set. Figure out all the right moves, learn what you need to do, that kind of thing. And this kind of media buying, print on demand, e-commerce space, it's the exact same thing. So you're going to spend some time there like Jacob is, where he's making sales, even though maybe he's not profitable yet. And that doesn't mean that all of his campaigns, he's losing every penny he throws at his campaigns because he's clearly making some money back, right? It just means it's going to take a little bit of time to learn. So anyway, Jacob, thanks for sharing your success. I like to see these kinds of posts too. It's not all these posts are real, right? It's not all just wins all the time and money and people crawling on top of Lamborghinis and stuff like that. It is this kind of stuff too, where you're spending money, you're buying data, and maybe you're not profitable yet, but you're trying to hone your skills. So anyway, thanks for sharing that. You got some swag coming away. Tammy will reach out. If you want some swag, drop a post in the Facebook group, a testimonial, screenshot of your sales, a new milestone that you hit. Drop a value post, anything like that. We grab 2 to 5 of those a week to feature here. If you get featured, you get some swag. We got some really cool stuff now. If you go to ShineOnmerch.com, we're still building this out. The whole site probably needs a little bit of a facelift, but we're adding products to it every single week. ShineOnmerch.com if you want to check out some of our swag. All right. Let's get into some news here. But first, holy crap. But first, we got to do our toast. Yeah, I'm going to let us all down one of these days. I will be responsible for war breaking out in some part of the world. That's probably why I'm not going to say it. Yeah, Digital Marketers Toast. Everybody raise up your glasses, mugs, bottles, and flasks. Join me now. Here's to more conversions, more cash, cheap CPMs, and higher CACs. Cheap CPMs and lower CACs to higher CTRs, much higher CVRs to enable ad accounts and big bank accounts, to upsells, downsells, and cross-sells, to winning products and repeat sales, and to the thing that everybody knows, the riches are in the niches, but also your email flows. Cheers, everybody. There we go. Crisis averted. For the
Now
second,
it's gonna be a good day.
What's that?
Now it's going to be a good day.
Dude, that was the second close call of 2022. That was the second. In fact, you know what? I bet you could correlate like the improvement of the world. Like 2020 was a disaster, but I bet if you go back in time and look at when we started doing the toast, that's when everything started to improve. We're just about on the other side of it now, but 20.
I would love to see the data set on that.
I bet you there's a strong correlation there, but 2022 just about took a nosedive. So thank God we saved it. All right, let's keep going. Special announcement. Tammy is our new head of community experience. Tammy's been with ShineOn for a while now. She's moving into a new role as head of community experience. So many of you probably know Tammy already from being in the challenges. She did a fantastic job running the challenges. She's also going to start helping us now in the community with the swag store. She's going to help us with doing our product releases, feature releases, things like that. You're going to start seeing her more often. If any of you already know Tammy, give her a big shout out here in the chat, because she's done an absolutely amazing job with all of the challenges so far, offering support, keeping the groups alive, doing the trainings on a weekly basis. She's a fantastic member of the team. I'm not sure what we would do without her. So give her some shout outs here in the comments if you already know Tammy. Also, we had some new products released this week. So I think these came out on Tuesday or Wednesday. So the Lucky in Love necklace is here. So this thing's pretty cool. If you look closely, this little piece in the middle here kind of it dangles around a little bit. It'll actually kind of move, and it's really cool for video. Jim, I think you were the one that did most of the testing on this. What did you see kind of in your early testing? Why did you like this product?
Yeah, it won. Like when we first brought this in as a sample test, I put it up against what we already had working as like our base product. And I think it was going up against the interlocking hearts necklace. And for no matter what test I threw at it, it consistently won on average. So I was super excited to bring this one in because it's performing. You know, it's not my personal taste in jewelry, but that doesn't matter to me as a media buyer. My job is to sell something that other people will love, and they seem to love this one. So I'm very excited to start working with more.
Yeah, that's awesome. So the thing that really stood out to me about this product, at least in the video ads I saw that you put out, was just that little piece dangling around. There's something about it that just draws your eye and actually makes the entire video more interesting.
Yeah, the pro tip when you're doing the videos, when you guys, if you order a sample of this and you get it and you're doing like a UGC style video, if you just hold the box, like if you have a camera and box or whatever and you're holding the box, just shimmy your hand just a little bit, just like that. So it doesn't really move the card that much, but that little shimmy forces the stone in the middle to shake. And then if you've got a light from the camera on it, that thing's just going to glisten like crazy. And I think that's what really helped make it a winner over the interlocking hearts. So
you know what also helps with what's that?
I said, is that cheating? Maybe, but you know, whatever you got to do, right?
There is no cheating. You can't really cheat in this game, I don't feel. As long as it's ethical, it's not cheating, as far as I'm concerned.
I'm just showing off the full necklace, the full pendant of what it can do.
Heck yeah. You know what also helps with shimmy hands, everybody?
Lots of caffeine.
Lots of caffeine. Yep. So you never know. Maybe you should tune in, order samples of this now. Tune into Coffee with Michael next week. Get your coffee on, and then go film some video ads with this thing.
Yeah. Yep.
That should just be standard part of your process around here. Hey, I did want to just back to this real quick. We do have some people giving Tammy some love in the comments. Just want to make sure she sees that. So we appreciate you, Tammy. You're pretty popular around here, actually. So yeah, congrats, Tammy. We're excited to have her in her new role. All right, Love Knot earring and necklace set. So this is the earring set now that you can sell with the necklace. That is how we're doing it, right? They're paired up, or are they add-ons?
I think they're paired up now.
I think they're paired up too. Yeah. So basically, someone can buy this as a set, right? So you can see the Love Knot necklace and then the earrings. The minimum suggested selling price $70 with the standard gift box, $90 roughly with the mahogany style luxury box. It's 14K white gold over stainless steel. This design is already incredibly popular. So having it as the set is going to be pretty big. Do you guys have anything you want to share related to this one?
Well, I was just going to say, anybody running the Love Knot separately, like having some success with a message card on the Love Knot, definitely re-upload the message card now with this product so that you can get the bundle set and actually sell it as a set. It'll instant increase your AOV, and it should not decrease the conversion rate.
100%. And you know, another thing is, if you hit a winner with this, I guarantee you can push these minimum suggested selling prices much higher. I guarantee you. I mean, you could probably get all this out the door for $100, $110, maybe even more, depending on how good your message card is, the time of year, and that kind of thing. So
yeah,
there's a lot of money.
We were selling the Love Knot earrings well at $30 or $29.99. So if you think $29.99 plus an average $59.99 for even the regular box of it, you're at $89 already for the standard box. So you give them a slight discount if you want, $84.79, and it should sell well.
Yeah.
And even if you don't take the time to create the new product and, you know, at least go back in and make sure you have the add-ons for the earrings. I saw someone in the comments said that was their first sale was Love Knot plus the earrings add-on. So at the very least, at least set it up as an add-on for your Love Knot products.
You know, so this is something cool that's unique to ShineOn, right? We're the only print-on-demand company I know of where we have in-house media buyers that literally test all these products before they come to market. Like, we make sure that these are going to work. Most of the other print-on-demand companies that are doing jewelry are literally just copying us. They look at what we put out in the market and then they go copy it and bring it in-house. I don't know of anybody else that's doing their own internal testing first, and you guys get to benefit from that. We spend our own money trying to find winning products that we get to release to our sellers. So when you see something in our catalog, you know it's something that's sold for us before. So it's just one more kind of advantage to being with the greatest print-on-demand company on the planet, and the greatest entrepreneurial opportunity in the history of the world. So anyway, all right. Eternal Hope necklace. This launched not this week, but the week before. So anybody that missed it, you want to check this out. Look at the size of this freaking stone. This is really the thing that stands out to me. The more kind of bedazzled, this is something we've noticed. The more kind of bedazzly a jewelry item is, the higher the AOVs can go, right? The higher the perceived value is on that particular product. And it helps with conversions. It helps with AOV. It helps with all kinds of things. And this product here just really stands out in that regard. So again, Jim, I'm going to throw it over to you because I know you guys did some testing on this. Do you have anything you want to share related to this one?
Well, I can't share too much because it's currently some of our bigger sellers. But I can say that we have tested it. It is working. It is beginning the scaling phase, and we are fully taking advantage of the Valentine's Day with this particular necklace. Is that cloak and dagger enough?
That's good. I was just letting some silence draw out there to see if you'd say anything else. Back to look at this one, right? Back to this Lucky in Love one. Again, notice kind of the themes here. Like, this one did really well for us. Look at how bedazzled this thing is. It's got a very high perceived value. Then you have Love Knot. Again, it's another one with a high perceived value. You've got this cubic zirconia in the middle, and then the ones on the edges, things like that. And then boom, the trend continues. You've got another one here with really high perceived value that was kind of a winner for us. So you want to make sure like that this is the time to be taking advantage of Valentine's Day. Things are going to be sales are increasing literally every day for us. We're going to get into some of that here in a minute.
And you can't really forget about the Forever Love either. Like, I've got one right now on Forever Love that is just getting out of testing phase, and we're going into test scaling tomorrow with it. And that's a classic one. But I mean, how perfect is it for Valentine's Day too? It's a heart, and it's also with the same trend with the bedazzled stone in the middle of it. So
I'm pretty sure between Krste and I, we've sold like 50,000 of those freaking Forever Loves. They are perfect for the romance niches. They have a heart, and then I wish I actually had a picture of it here, but they have a heart with some prominently placed cubic zirconia. The other thing is, wink, wink, go check out Forever Love in the catalog because we've got a great base price on it right now. So you're going to want to go check that out. You're going to have a lot of margin to play with Forever Love if you get something winning with it.
And just to add on that, like, a lot of TikTok people haven't seen it. Like, it's been very popular on Facebook, but there's a new audience. Like, I haven't seen on TikTok anyone with the Forever Love. So it's a classic product on a new platform, and again, it can become viral and popular again.
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally, man.
Or
That's a
don't,
really
and
good point.
we'll just take all the money. It's fine.
So we also released these little rose petals as an add-on. So 500 rose petals. I don't remember the pricing on it. I think if they add this to the order, I think you can make between like $2.50 and $5. It's something like that. Look, it's just something to kind of round out that Valentine's Day gift. If you're in a romance niche, you're going to want to make sure you have this add-on turned on. You can do it. Just go into the platform, go into the app, turn the add-on on. Make sure you're using our product template if you're using the app, and it'll just add it right into the page. And then every time somebody adds this to their order, we'll fulfill it for you. And it's a few extra dollars profit for you on every single order. So you want to make sure you turn that on. These are 500 synthetic rose petals. We have some more photography coming out with these soon too. That's looking really, really nice. Then we also have the cubic zirconia studs here. So the studs are back in play. We've got the clear studs. We also have some red ones. They look really nice. Again, they're just kind of Valentine's Day themed. And you can sell these in any number of ways. They're there. I think they're available as add-ons now, but you can also set them up in post-purchase funnels and really play with your price range on that. How much have we seen these sell for? We've gotten as high as $30 on this.
Yeah, typically. And then if it depends on where it lands in the funnel. Most average price that we're seeing is if it's a post-purchase upsell, I'll do that as like the downsell or upsell too. If I'm building out the full funnel, but we usually are doing it as like a retail price of 30 and then like a 50% off, getting into like a net price of 15.
Yeah, and I think the base cost
rate of it.
I think the base cost is $750.
Yeah, you're still making a butt ton of money.
Yeah, I mean it's still really good.
It's not really appropriate.
Yep. So you want to make sure you add that. And look, if you hit a winner and it's your first time, I highly recommend. You need to reach out to your account manager or sign up for our coaching, which we'll talk about later. Because if you hit a winner and it's your first time, you want to make sure you're taking full advantage of all that traffic, which means having like a really smart stack for your add-ons, making sure you've tweaked and tested your selling price so you're getting the highest AOVs you can, and also making sure you have a whole post-purchase funnel set up, right? So that you can, on their way out, they can go ahead and grab the earrings or the rose petals or whatever else it is in the funnel. And it could even be other ShineOn products. For example, if your hero product's a husband to wife gift, then maybe in your post-purchase funnel, you have some father to daughter type gifts lined up as well. And then also there's this whole email side of things. You want to make sure that if you're hitting your first winner, you're not leaving any money on the table. You want to take advantage of all of that. So I highly recommend reach out to your account manager, sign up for the coaching, something like that, so you can make sure you don't leave any pennies on the table here. All right, let's keep going. So we also released metal art. So metal art was released, man, was that last week? Yep. I think it was last week. Time is flying when you're having fun. So metal art is picking up literally every single day. These are starting to sell super freaking well. I've told you repeatedly, I've got a pretty good authority that this guy here, the infinity one with the heart, is selling super well. Highly recommend you check these out. Again, when you're thinking about your funnel and your funnel design here, you can stack ShineOn products up. If in the front end you have a necklace, then on the back end, like in your post-purchase sequence, you could try to sell metal art. I mean, if you pair things up the right way, you'll be shocked at what you're able to do. So anyway, I highly recommend checking this out. It's selling really well for us. I don't know if it's new in the feeds. I don't know if people are taking advantage of TikTok. I don't really have a lot of that data yet, but it's doing really well. Have you guys sold any metal art? I know, Jim, you've been testing it in some stores.
Yep.
Yeah. What have you seen here?
So I'm testing the split letter monogram mostly right now. It's doing very well. I had a sample made for me though. So I took the sample of it. I shot a UGC video of it, and it's been doing very, very well. I highly recommend getting samples of this stuff. Like if you can get a sample of it, because videos are there. I do know that we're working on getting some videos, like some stock footage of the videos done. But obviously the more authentic of a gift type video you can do, the best it'll do. So yeah, it's still in the testing phase. We're still refining some of the audiences, and I want to tweak the prices a little bit. And then I need to double check with OCU to make sure that we can do metal art upsell because it's a customization thing, and I don't know if they offer customization in post-purchase. But what the reverse of that is completely true, right? Like if you segregate your traffic to male and female separately, and you know that a male purchased this, then you can send them to a post-purchase sequence that's a female necklace. And if it's a female that did it, then you can, go accordingly, right? So you can, and that's all part of the testing process. So you test the different necklaces and things like that with your post-purchase and see what works.
Yeah, and also don't forget that you have email campaigns after the fact.
And
you can have post-purchase email sequences.
Sending email campaign to our metal art collection page and letting the customers actually like shop and look through the full collection and click from there did very, very well for us. Multiple thousands of dollars per email that we've sent to the metal collection so far.
Yeah, that's awesome. So don't sleep on this product. We are seeing a lot of really great results with it. It's selling really well right now. You're going to want to make sure you're taking advantage of it. I'm seeing a lot of comments come through related to the stock images and video. We are actually, so I think Jim's suggestion is best. You probably want to order a sample and take your own. And part of that reason is because then you'll have something that's unique that literally nobody else has. However, we are actually renting a studio soon that's got like living room and bedroom setups and things like that. We're going to be taking a ton of photography for you. So you're going to have some really good images coming your way pretty soon. We're just not there yet. So just kind of sit tight. But in the meantime, order your samples and take your own. I highly encourage it. All right, let's keep going. Shipping deadlines. We announced these. I'm probably not going to read them here. I'll start reading them maybe next week. But if you want to see these inside of if you want to see these, at the very top of the Facebook group, there's a button called Featured. I want you to click that, scroll through there until you find the shipping cutoffs. It should be, I can't imagine it's more than 3, 4, 5 posts down now. And you can get all the dates for all the various items right there inside of that post. But we have announced the shipping cutoffs for Valentine's Day, so you're going to want to go check that out. All right, the Lead Up to Love Challenge. Today is the last day to register for that. That's being held by Tammy, who's now head of community experience. So she's going to be running the whole thing. She did the 100, 100, 100 challenge. And man, I go over the stats every week and I completely forget them. I think of the 1,200 people that joined that challenge, something like 180,000 SKUs were produced. And I believe it was also over $4 million in revenue among those individuals. So they made a ton of money in that particular group. They were really going at it. Lots of great friendships came out of it. There was a leaderboard. I mean, it's a really cool thing. It's completely free. It's completely free. So if you're just getting started, you don't have your first sale yet, you want to be doing this with kind of a tribe of people with the same goal, highly recommend go check out the challenge. It's completely free to join. Today's the last day to register. You can get to it from this bit.ly link here, which I'll try to add to this post after this live stream is ended. Tammy, if you're watching, or John or anybody, if you could drop the bit.ly link into the comments, that'd be super helpful. Drop the bit.ly link into the comments, it'd be super helpful. All right, let's keep going. Coaching. If you don't know, we launched coaching recently. You can you can check it out by going to coaching.shineon.com. That's led by Krste. Krste has really been spearheading all the content there. Krste is a masterful media buyer. He was probably the biggest, I think he was the biggest seller we had in all of 2020, I believe it is. I'm not sure. Krste, what is if you had to throw a dart at the total revenue you've generated selling ShineOn products, what even is it at this point?
Just under 7 million.
Yeah. So no big deal. Just under $7 million in total revenue generated selling ShineOn products. So, I mean, Krste is a beast. And we have this coaching. It's led by him. He shares all of his tips and his tricks and kind of how he stays on the cutting edge of what's working and isn't working and his testing. And you want to go check it out. It's really cool. Plus, you get a lot of other really cool benefits from being in the coaching group. You get early access to products, UGC, all kinds of stuff. So go check this out, coaching.shineon.com if you're interested. And then finally, Shots of Espresso. Got to give a shout out to these literally every week. We post one a week. this is where Zappy, Jim, and Krste can share their findings with you, right? So you actually get it in kind of a PDF guide slash type of format. And you just get to, and it's free. It's completely free. I don't know anybody else that's putting out as much free content as we are. It is absolutely ridiculous. But each one of these are like a little mini course on a particular topic. You want to go check it out. To get access to these, again, at the very top of the group, go to featured. Underneath featured, you'll be able to see all of anything we've marked an announcement in the group, and all the shots of espresso eventually get marked as announcements. So go check that out. Also, Tammy, our head of community experience, she's actually working on a little mini web page where we're going to list all of these kind of in order for you so that you can go download them after the fact. So that resource is coming soon. All right. And Sophie, here we go. Thank you, Sophie. Let me drop that here. Sophie just dropped the link to the Lead Up and Love Challenge. So if you're interested in that, go find her comment, hit the link, join the challenge. Okay. That's the last one. Woo! Let's do it. You guys are great sports, by the way. I probably need to figure this out because every time I have people on, they sit around for like a half an hour while I go through all the announcements. I'm not sure what to do about that. Maybe we should be like a news program where like we have other people kind of in the front end of the Coffee with Michaels that do all the announcements, and then like the hosts show up.
Throw it to like the meteorologist.
Yeah, there you go. Something like that. I don't really know,
What's
man.
the weather look like today, Jim?
Jim was still dropping some gold nuggets earlier, though, so the training has already begun.
Man.
Yeah, I was trying to bring everybody in, but it's tough to do. But at any rate, so let's talk about Valentine's Day. So I've said it multiple times. You guys absolutely crushed it leading up to Christmas. Really, I mean, you had an amazing Q4 from my perspective. So, what is your approach now to Valentine's Day? It's a shorter selling window, really. It's going to peak here probably within the next week or so. And all of the cutoffs, for the most part, are by the end of next week, the selling is really going to be kind of peaked out. So how are you approaching this?
Yeah, so it's interesting that I think we actually have a little bit of differing strategies between us. So I guess we'll just, I'll run through, I'll start, and then Krste can go and Zappy can go, or whatever order we want to go into. But we're all doing something a little bit different. For me, I'm actually taking the longer game, and I'm testing a lot of different niches. Just concluded the first round of 10 product tests in 10 different niches, so one product per niche. And I'm taking the focus of, I have a soulmate necklace that is starting to scale to take advantage of Valentine's Day. But then I also have one that started showing a lot of promise in Soul Sister. So that best friends market, and that has nothing to do with Valentine's Day. And I'm sort of looking at it as, let me see what kind of evergreen stuff I can find and then take advantage of. So that's what I'm doing.
So that's interesting. That's a totally different play than what you would expect right now.
Yep.
So you're going after those evergreen niches that kind of overlap with Valentine's Day as kind of a buying season, but aren't going to burn out after Valentine's Day.
Correct. And the messages that I'm focusing on are evergreen messages. Like the message cards don't say anything about Valentine's Day, even though the creatives themselves do. Right. So I learned that lesson doing my case study in Q4, where I had a Merry Christmas product, and I finally got it to where it was starting to work, break even, a little bit above break even, and then I had to kill it because Christmas is now over with. I didn't want that to happen with Valentine's Day this year, so I just said, okay, I've got some romantic messages that I want to test, but I'll make sure they're generic enough to where after Valentine's Day sales, peak is done, I can continue what I'm doing as an evergreen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, very cool. So what are the rest of you doing? So Jim, you're doing this more kind of like evergreen angle. And by the way, Matt Schmidt last week, I mean, he's kind of said the same thing. We've said it before that like on any of these holidays, you do not want the message card typically to say Merry Christmas, Happy Valentine's Day, Happy Mother's Day, because if you hit a winner, then as soon as the holiday's over, the well is dry, right? You're going to have to completely pivot off of that. To keep selling it past that holiday. So anyway, that's an interesting strategy. Let's go to Zappy. What's your kind of approach here to Valentine's Day?
A little bit too, and just say, yeah, create a great phrase, a great romantic phrase if you're doing, two wife, and don't have the Valentines, but you can still, if you have the product in hand, you can still make it Valentine's oriented. Either you have a rose, rose behind it, maybe a little bit more red flare around the item. So not the artwork itself, but the actual ad. So that's where you can get a little bit more creative, and then you're still testing that one phrase or that one design, but then you can still pivot it and continue to sell it evergreen. Because keep in mind, Valentine's Day is something that lends itself right into that evergreen niche, like anniversaries. Are number one, coming right out of Valentine's. People have anniversaries all year long. And so if you had something that was at least showing some signs of hope in Valentine's or was profitable, you can definitely swing that in and start, try to find a happy middle ground where you can continue to sell that throughout the year as an anniversary product. And also, aside from, making the ad look a little bit more Valentine's-ish, if you wanted to, you can also change their copy up. The text that you have in the ad itself is certainly another way you can go, talking more about Valentine's Day. And again, if you kept it a little more general, you could even just keep that same ad running afterwards. Again, if you say something about Valentine's in the ad, then you're sort of stuck with that a little bit. Although I've still seen a lot of advertisers continue to run an ad like that.
Yeah,
people keep buying it anyways, even though it says, "Hey, get this for Valentine's Day."
I've seen Black Friday ads in the middle of summer before, from the previous Black Friday. So
I have run those ads.
Once Facebook is once Zuckerberg has touched it,
yep.
You don't want to lose it.
Yeah. If it's working, don't kill it. But make sure you're clear on your expectations, people's expectations. If they're not going to get it by a certain holiday for sure. But once it's over, it's fair game to keep running it.
So, what approach are you taking, Zappy?
Yeah. So, something that we've talked about is with starting with Facebook still. Like we do have the TikTok strategy, but still, if you can kind of weed through your different tests in Facebook first with image ads, you can still crank those out a lot faster. Find something that seems to have some power behind it or some momentum or is an actual winner on Facebook, and then try to port that over to TikTok is what a lot of us are looking at right now. So then you can create the video, get it in TikTok, start testing some audiences there from that product that already has some traction. And then also keep in mind on the back end too, if you have a video that is working well on TikTok, you got your vertical video ad, take that over into a Instagram Reels campaign in Facebook. And we have your Facebook in-feed ads that we run a lot of. But if you have a working video, you can take that over to Reels, and you can see some great results.
So it sounds like you are kind of going after the romance kind of niche still, but you're starting on Facebook, and then you're kind of porting things over to TikTok and then Instagram Reels, depending on performance. Is that roughly it? So Krste, what about you? Are you doing anything differently, or how are you trying to make the most of Valentine's Day here?
Yeah, so just to give you a bit of a high-level overview, so in the coaching, we actually started planning for Valentine's Day back in December. So like each week we were conducting an activity like phrase building, then message card design, launching ads, risk management, and then assessing when should we scale, because we had some members that were prematurely scaling. So you have to time these things as well. So that's the sort of insight that we share in the coaching. I had, and the other thing which I shared with them was like, even if, so we're in December now and you've got Q4, so you can churn out some tests now and like test the products. You don't necessarily have to scale them and bring them back in Valentine's Day. So that was another strategy to utilize the additional volume to kind of get free testing, because even if you have like a semi-good product, it's still gonna sell. Like Q4 is just crazy. So for the most part, we're planning far back. But so yeah, we came to the assumption that sort of the end of this week to early next week is where the volume is gonna be. And with all of the Facebook algorithm changes, you need to kind of test different scaling strategies, and not everyone's going to work. So I came up with a combination of strategies which are in Elite that we can combine together to take the most out of the algorithm at this point of time. So, you know, things that were working in Q4 may not necessarily work now. And this is the same thing happens every year. Like Facebook does big changes in this early part of the year because, you know, they know that advertisers are spending less. So they, you know, test and play with us these few months. So, and another thing, just to add what we were discussing on the message cards. So Facebook has an algorithm which can read the message cards. So you don't want to mention something like Valentine's Day or a specific event or anything like that in the message card because it will increase your CPMs because it knows you're going to be targeting people for a short period of time. So it's going to charge you more for the ads. Also, like having any like sale or discount or 50% off, like all of these trigger words, Facebook will also send your CPMs skyrocketing because it thinks that you're going to be a short period of time and they want people that are going to spend money over a longer period of time. So this was like, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, so I have a question. So what are you running for? Like, do you have an offer in the ad then, or do you leave that out?
I leave that out. I try to hook them on the emotional side of things. So I say like, you know, the reaction, the emotion that the person could have. So I try to sell it in that way. But for the most part, I split test running copy and no copy, and it doesn't really make a difference. Like it's the creative which sells the product. So if you have a good creative, you don't necessarily need to lean on the copy. But yeah, for the most part, that's what we found, and especially in Black Friday last year, after speaking to a lot of you know, high-end advertisers, a lot of the people that ran evergreen ads did better than those that were running Black Friday sale ads because they've been running, you know, for more months, and you know, Facebook favored them in the auction because they've been spending money over a longer period of time, where these people are just trying to take advantage of Black Friday, and you know, all those trigger words push up the CPM. So yeah, so that's evident. So if you guys stay away from that, you'll save some money in the ad auctions.
So I'm curious about products. What kind of products are you going after? Because you know, we have a ton here that are all applicable for Valentine's Day. We were kind of talking about that a little bit earlier. And also, you know, I think there's a second layer to the question, that is, if you get a message card that's kind of popping for you, do you then do like some testing with it to kind of see if there are any products that work with the message card better than others? Or kind of, you know, what's your testing methods look like? We're gonna go kind of in the same order again, I think. Jim, what do you think of that?
So currently I'm running Forever Love because it's a heart, and Valentine's Day is all about heart. So I'm taking that. Plus I want to see what kind of legs does it have, you know, left. And so far it's got plenty of legs because it's selling incredibly well. So I'm focusing on Forever Love. I will say, if we're trying to take pure advantage of this time period, the next week or so of peak selling for Valentine's Day around a specific holiday, there's not enough time really to say, okay, this is winning, now let me go split test it with an Everlasting Love or the Lucky in Love or anything like that. What I would say though is if this, once the peak is done, then I would start testing against the other necklaces to see which one actually sells the best. Because we know that it's the message that really is like 90% of the driving force of buying the product. But there is that 10% of variance that perhaps it would sell a little bit better or become more profitable, or perhaps you can get a little bit higher of a purchase price with a different necklace. Like the, I always call it the cushion cut because that's what we were calling it internally before we named it. Is that the Enchanting Love? The one with the big stone. I think that's the Enchanting Love one.
Eternal Hope.
Eternal Hope. Okay.
Yeah.
I never get. I would still call it the.
Me either, man.
So Eternal Hope.
That one's tough for me too.
I eternally hope that Krste gets better soon.
Yeah.
So the Eternal Hope necklace, I think would probably command a higher purchase price than, say, the Interlocking Hearts necklace, because it's so much blingier, right? But it's definitely something that works well. Like the Soul Sister one is interlocking hearts because they're interlocking, and that's symbolizing the message. So it makes sense to do that. So I'm super excited we have another version or another new version of that type of necklace coming later this year, which I'm super excited about because it refreshes it. It gives us more options to sell, to do what you're doing, is what you're saying as far as this is working. How do we optimize, right? Testing, pricing, upsells, add-ons, and then necklaces.
Very cool. So Zappy, testing method and product.
Yeah. So we do have the ones that are popular that are always good to do. Love Not, Alluring Beauty, the new one that we were just talking about. Any of them can work. Again, focus on the phrase itself. And if you're, I did want to mention this at least for everyone, because I know a lot of people are going, okay, we're a couple weeks out from Valentine's Day. Should I even bother with Valentine's Day at this point? And the answer to that is yes. I do want to encourage people to still step in, even if you have one phrase or a couple phrases, or don't even have one yet, spend the weekend, even put something together and get started, because really the peak of the buying season isn't even here yet for Valentine's Day.
Yeah. I want to add a note to that. If you're in the husband to wife niche or the boyfriend to girlfriend niche, you at least need to hang on till February 1st, because I'm telling you, literally everything changes on February 1st. You have men all across the United States. They literally wake up and they go, oh crap, Valentine's Day is this month. And they start to panic because they haven't bought a gift yet, right? That happens February 1st. So if you're in one of those niches, you need to hang on at least until then to see if you can get some traction. So anyway, I couldn't agree with what you're saying anymore.
Yeah, definitely. So get something out there and start testing, because it's not too late. You can still make some profit, still get some sales. And this is when it's going to start getting big, is February 1st. It's the oh crap button, especially with guys. Oh no, it's Valentine's coming up and I got to do something, so you got to think about where these guys' minds are too. It is that, oh geez, I got to get something. It's a thing that, unfortunately, but a thing a lot of guys are thinking, I got to cross that off my list. So if you can present this incredible message, or a lot of guys are hard pressed to come up with something that's sentimental, that their wife will love, and it's a good looking necklace, and maybe you're doing the one that's the love knots and the earrings, and it's like, wow, I have this whole thing and it sounds great, and I can just buy it right now and it's going to be shipped in a few days. Okay, great. Took care of that. So, sometimes you just have to really think about where the buyer's at and you're fulfilling that need for them. So, so go for it for sure. Not sure what else I want to say about that.
So what about like, so what are you doing specifically to test? Like which products are you kind of focusing on? What?
Yeah, I'm still looking at some of the products that actually are at a lower price point. So, if you want to try to maximize some profits, again, like what Jim was saying, like Forever Love necklace. And we even have another one this is kind of going counter to what we just talked about, but we have one that's called Infinity Hearts, that also is actually at a low price point, that in previous Valentine's Day actually sold very well. So, don't be afraid to zig when other people are zagging on things like that too, because there are still people that will like a certain piece of jewelry more than another. So that is one that I've been testing, is the Infinity Hearts, which we don't talk about too much.
Infinity Hearts is it's like white gold, and it's almost shaped like an infinity sign, except with hearts. Yep. It's that one, right? Okay.
Yeah, it's a great looking necklace, and it can definitely work. And I also wanted to say too that aside from the romantic niches, I just want to point out too for people to look at, the daughters. People are still buying for daughters for Valentine's Day, which also is a great opportunity to sell more than one at a time. Hopefully the husbands aren't buying more than one woman, romantically. But daughters, you can always get an opportunity to get multiple sales, because, the dad's looking there and wants to get something for all three of his daughters. And look, you just made 3 sales for that price of one. So keep that in mind too, if that's something that is more of a passion of yours, or something that will be more interesting for you to do for message cards.
Krste, what do you got?
So I guess test more products, like Eternal Hope, for example. I can raise the $10 above the MSRP that we put out there. So if you find a particular necklace that you can take advantage of a higher AOV, that means you can spend more on acquisition. So Eternal Hope is good in that nature, because I think the CZ is the biggest one out of all of the necklaces so far. So increases that perceived value because it just looks ginormous, right? So but with that, on that note, I also am running Love Knot. I'm running Alluring. Alluring is a classic that sells all the time. I did really, really big numbers in the love niche with it, and again, Forever Love as well. Like all of those necklaces, even the new one, the Lucky in Love, like you can link the message with the necklace, so it kind of has that horseshoe look. So you can work in the luck, like I was so lucky to have you in my life, or I had a message card at one point where I was talking about, I may not have won the lottery, but I'm the luckiest guy alive. Like that sort of luck-based message could work really well with that style of necklace. So, and then again, if you do that, you can also charge a little bit more as well. So, adding any additional price point will give you an edge when you're competing against other people in the auction. So another thing that I didn't really hear in the group in our discussion so far is that you can also sell multiple products. So a husband may want to buy a different variant, so they come in and buy the say for example Forever Love, and then you show them post-purchase, maybe without a message card, like another necklace. Like they may be I'm gonna double down and really surprise her this year. So don't be afraid to try that post-purchase, like split test against like your earring upsells, against the rose petals. But I think that in our store we've had quite a few that have bought multiples for Valentine's Day. So they picked up like the Everlasting Love, which is a huge price point, and also like the Love Knot set. So that's like almost $400 from one customer. So that gives us a lot of leg room in ads. So I would test your post-purchase upsells and offer different products, because you never know. You don't have to necessarily target for a daughter. Maybe they want to really double down and surprise the lucky lady.
Well, and also you were sharing that you would have Everlasting Love just listed in your store, right? And you'd be running on Facebook and you'd be running different products on Facebook and TikTok. And then people come to your store, they'd shop around and they'd end up checking out with Everlasting Love.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. And for anybody that's kind of joining late, Everlasting Love is our really high ticket item. It's the minimum suggested selling price on is like $200. It's pure gold with diamond shards. So, solid gold diamond shards, I should say. So yeah, that's another quick tip. If you've got your own Shopify store, at least make sure you have it listed, because you just never know who's going to kind of go wandering through your store and just grab it on their way to checkout. So hey, I'm going to move to another question here. So I'm going to do some Q&A here in just a second. So if anybody has questions out there in the audience, start dropping them in the chat now. I'm going to start reading through the chat, and we'll start doing questions in just a second, and we'll speed up kind of the roundtable as we do it. But so here's kind of a question I have for you. 2020, 2020 was on fire when it came to Facebook. It wasn't really until about summer 2020 when Facebook started going a little bit crazy with like banning accounts and all that kind of stuff. But for the most part, it was just a crazy year for e-commerce. Then 2021 rolls around, iOS 14 hits, things really tighten up. It starts to get pretty difficult, that kind of thing. And a lot of people in 2021 struggled throughout a good portion of the year. It felt like in Q4 things started to loosen up a little bit. It just felt like in Q4 people started to finally get some traction again. And I actually have some big hopes for 2022. And I want to ask you guys, because you live it literally every day. What does like Facebook, the advertising climate on Facebook, feel like to you, right? Like, are you hopeful? Is there some trepidation there? Does it seem like things are about to get better? I'm just curious what your thoughts are. Jim, I'm going to throw this one over to you first.
I think the attribution is getting better if you give it time. I'm seeing it right now. Like if I run a lot of traffic on like day one, like today, let's say I'm running a bunch, like $5,000 there or whatever it is, we run a bunch of traffic. Ads manager will be horribly underreporting, like really badly underreporting. But 2 or 3 days later, almost all of that attribution comes back up. Like I said before we got on this call, I was training the accounts team a little bit, and we were going through the ads manager, and I had started stuff on Wednesday. And on Wednesday, we also use our UTM tracking, and we're also using Triple Whale right now to really testing everything that we can to say what's the best way for us to get real attribution, at least to see where the stuff is going. UTM tracking natively to Shopify is still very good. But you would see like natively on Shopify's UTM, almost all of our sales, like it should be, and then Facebook would really be underreported. But then today, when I'm looking at it on Friday, almost all of those sales have like come back in. So like we have one product that we're testing that has 13 sales on it currently for the last day and a half, and Facebook is tracking 12 of those 13. So I'm hopeful. Now I don't know if those are real sales that Facebook tracked or they're part of their algorithm thing that they're doing. They're trying to create this like statistically modeled thing to properly estimate where the sales are going for. What I can say is that for the most part, it was accurately tracked. It gave one ad set a different ad set's actual conversion. So out of 10 different ad sets with 10 different audiences, it made one error and it omitted one conversion after 3 days. So my biggest takeaway right now in ads manager land for Facebook is you have to give it time for the attribution to catch up. So you do have to give it that 3 days. So looking at a 1 day window is fine, but make judgment calls in a 3 day look back period. So where your data is across 3 days.
Interesting. So here's a question. How accurate is it on day one? Is it like 50% accurate?
About.
And then day two is what? Like 75% dart throw?
Yep.
And day
we're
three,
about 80-90% right now. On the stuff that I'm looking at and I just set up 10 different ad accounts with 10 different niches, trying to put ourselves in our seller's shoes from what happens if we start brand new. A lot of times like Krste account are going to be treated differently than a brand new seller's account, right? It's gotten hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of ad spend in it, tens of thousands of conversions. That ad account's a little bit different than a brand new account. So let's start over. What does a brand new ad account look like? How do you leverage that? How do you get it to scale correctly? So that's really the focus of what I'm working on in the store that I'm focusing on right now. So with that, new ad accounts, all of that, I'm seeing within 3 days, I am getting about an 80 to 90% accuracy rate from attribution in Facebook Ads Manager natively, which realistically, even before iOS 14.5, it's not like Facebook was 100% accurate and then went to crap, right? Facebook has always only been an 80% accurate thing anyway. It never captured every single conversion, because if someone gets an ad impression and shares the ad, and then someone organically sees that ad, clicks on it and buys, that is not an ad impression. So therefore, Facebook will not track it. They choose not to because it's not a paid ad impression, right? So the sale still stemmed from Facebook, but it's not an ad impression, so it's not attributed to an ad.
But the biggest difference is, like, I'm with you on that. The biggest difference, though, is you used to be able to, like, somewhat reliably make decisions based on data inside Ads Manager. And
what
now,
I'm cautiously going to say, don't hold me to it, what I'm cautiously optimistic about is if you go in a 3 day look back period, which stinks, like you have to run ads for 3 days and collect data for 3 days and make judgments before purchases before 3 days. But what I am currently seeing today, is that with a 3-day look back period, I am seeing about an 80 to 90% attribution rate in Facebook Ads Manager. That could change
Gotcha.
as we scale up, right? Like the wheels fell off the cart last year when I scaled. Attribution got way less accurate when I was above $500 a day in ad spend. So let's have that conversation again next week, because I'm scaling this weekend.
So Zappy, Krste, do you guys have anything to add to that, or you pretty much just agree with Jim here?
No, yeah, I wasn't really going to add much to that other than, now that we've gotten out of the craziness of 2021, I'm just generally hopeful that the tracking is going to be better, and we're going to be able to sort of get a grasp on things. Like all the marketers across the board are going to get a better grasp on things going into 2022.
What I can tell you, to interject again, is that as a media buying team, looking out for not just us as an internal team, but sellers at large, is we are literally testing every attribution software that is available and will become available to say, this is the best version that we can possibly provide you. Last year, we tested Hyros extensively. Right now, we're testing Triple Whale and North Beam. We're #1 beta for Optimize X when it comes out. And that's through, they're releasing it to 3 companies in the whole world as a beta. We're #1. So that's pretty cool as a seller to know that as we figure this stuff out, guess who's going to get it next? As soon as we figure it out, we're going to tell you.
Another reason we're we're the greatest print-on-demand company on the planet.
Hands down.
Krste, I saw you kind of unmute for a second. Did you have something you wanted to add?
Yeah, so I guess Triple Whale came on, a few weeks ago, and I've been really impressed. Like, compared to the others, it's reporting like pretty much, I'd say probably 95, 98%, whereas others are like, 90 and below. The other good feature about it is if you are doing multi-platform ads, it kind of brings your dashboard into one place. You don't need to go and open Shopify and then TikTok Ads Manager and all that sort of stuff. So you have like a immediate overview of where you're at with the ads for the day, so you can make much more informed decisions. And we actually partnered up with Triple Whale, and we have a discount for people that are part of the elite coaching. So they can save a little bit of money on that as well.
Yeah, I also like that because I run ads on multiple ad accounts to keep things as separate as possible to not confuse Facebook. So I like Triple Whale's dashboard because I don't know the right word for it. It brings all of the different ad accounts into one little dashboard, so you can see all the campaigns on one thing, even if they're in multiple ad accounts.
So do you have to get that special deal, Krste? Do they have to be part of Elite?
For the immediate term, yes.
Okay, got it. Cool. Well, I've been watching Triple Whale for about 6 months. I think Triple Whale looks super slick. We'll see how well the attribution is, but it looks really freaking cool. Anyway, all right, let's do some Q&A for a little while, and then we'll move to wrap this up. So if you have questions, drop them now. There's like a 60-second lag, and also I'm going to probably scroll up here in the comments a little bit and then start working my way down. Let's see. I think we'll start here. So this one's from Sheila. When the media buying team is testing, are they primarily using platform or Shopify app? Jim mentioned testing a metal art collection page. Is that on the platform? Thanks for helping. So, Jim, they mentioned you, so maybe I'll just lob that one to you first.
Yeah, that's fine. So on that particular ad is being run through a Shopify store and through the app. That way I have control over the collections more. I do know for the platform, we have had extensive conversations about being able to create collections. I don't want to overpromise and underdeliver on it, so we don't have a timeline on it, but it is something that has been a part of internal discussion for sure to bring the platform. But to answer the question, we're doing it on a Shopify store through the app.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, so we can still use the storefront. It's not obviously a collection, but you can show, like, if you want to like run a campaign based on metal art, you can put like a set of products in the storefront and run ads to the storefront on the platform. That I just wanted to add that.
All right, here's another one. What's the best way to split test your jewelry type, love knot versus alluring, on Facebook? Do you do you use the split test feature on Facebook or run multiple ABO side by side? So real quick before anybody answers that question, literally speaking, I just want to emphasize, we say it all the time around here. It's the phrase that pays. If they cry, they'll buy. It's the message card that will be kind of the selling factor of your particular jewelry. I mean, 90% of whether or not a product sells is going to be based on that message. The jewelry is kind of secondary to what's in the message. So I just want to make sure to highlight that before I turn this over to you guys. Who wants this one?
I'll take it if no one else wants to go, or if Krste is sick. Poor
Go
Krste.
for it, man.
All right. So as far as how I would do this, I would definitely never, ever run the split test feature on Facebook. Do not give Facebook any more control over your campaigns than you have to. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago. So I've done split testing with them. I'm not a fan of split testing with them. If I were going to split test something, it would be dynamic creatives. That seems to do, that did well for us in Q4 last year. But again, that's when you're creative testing for the same product. These are technically would be two different products because it's two different necklaces. So I would probably set up two different campaigns that are ABO, so ad set budget optimized. One campaign would be Love Knot, one campaign would be Alluring, and then I would build out, however, the same structure of what you have in there. So if you want to do 3 audience tests in one, do it in both, just duplicate them, and then have a single ad for each ad set. So my setup would be ABO, ad set budget optimized campaign, 3 ad sets, 3 audiences to give, hopefully I have some sort of form of data on it beforehand. So I'm not going to split test jewelry types out the gate. I'm going to test the message card first. So I'll take my winning audiences, put 3 of them on there, use that as a control, isolate it. I would create it as a new, I wouldn't just create the variation of, let's say I'm running Love Knot. I wouldn't create a variation of Alluring against what's already winning. I would create 2 new ones so that it's an apples to apples test. Like you adding something and then testing it against what's already working. You're already behind the 8 ball on there. There's little chance that that's going to win out. All right. So I would isolate the test as much as possible.
Well, and something else here to add is you can't really get a true split test in Facebook.
Yeah.
Jim is giving you kind of the ideal scenario, like the like best way to try to get that, but you are literally going to drive yourself insane if you're trying to figure out, the way to do the perfect split test, because it's a very difficult thing to do in the Facebook platform. Does anybody have anything else they want to add to that?
No, just other than that's the same way I would follow as well. It's just isolating it yourself and taking as much control back from Facebook as possible, and testing it out that way.
Okay, let's move on to this one. This one's from Lady. By the way, if you haven't, go to StreamYard.com/Facebook, because I'm noticing I can't see a lot of your names here. StreamYard.com/Facebook to give Facebook, StreamYard rather, the ability to see your name. Okay, so Lady asked, can we hear a little more about coaching? Krste, if you're up for it, I'll kick this one over to you, and I can fill in some blanks here if you're having trouble.
Sure. I mean, so basically, my philosophy has always been to nurture and try and help people as much as possible. So that's why we came up with ShineOn coaching. So basically, rather than buying a course and the content eventually going out of date, we always have updates and new strategies. As you can tell, like the algorithms change over time. So you get access to, so depending on which flavor you go for, the fast track, which is $199. So that basically has 1 group coaching call and chat support with the coaches. And basically also the ShineOn fast track course. So the fast track course is basically the fundamentals of what you need to research, find the product, create the message card, put it out there with the basic ad structure, and from there, like if you start to get traction, you can upgrade to the elite, which covers more of the advanced strategies. It has 2 calls per week. It also has benefits of message card designs. We have exclusive UGCs, discounts for attribution software like Triple Whale, and much, much more. So it's jam packed. And like I mentioned earlier, all of these holiday events we plan for in advance. So now, next week's calls are going to be based on UK Mother's Day and graduation. So UK Mother's Day is next on the event horizon, and also graduation. So sellers can choose which path they want to take. So yeah, it's really fantastic because, like, as I said, for Valentine's Day, we're planning last year. So it kind of goes through all of the steps and building blocks which you need to go through to be successful. And the other great advantage is, like, there's a lot of things that we share in the group, like that we share on Coffee with Michael as well, that we come across as we test. Like, we are running ads every single day in our media buying department, and there may be, like, quick tips or gold nuggets, like anything that we have to, like, really share, we share with the group timely. So it's not like a month later, TikTok's crash course came out like in the middle of Q4, as after we built up and created all the strategies. So we want to give the best support and have, like, the best sort of strategy to apply with our product. So that's what ShineOn coaching is all about. And feel free to add anything, Zappy and Jim.
Well, and I think I'd like to add too, you're looking at version 1 of it as well. We just kind of kicked it off, I think, at the end of October. So it's kind of a new offering from ShineOn, but over the course of this year, we really plan to refine it, really refine, like, the value. We'll give it a little bit of a facelift and all that kind of stuff. So we're kind of learning our way here, but everything that Krste said is right. If you want to be on the cutting edge, if you want to know what's working from us, if you're wanting to learn from media buyers that have literally done millions and millions and millions of dollars in revenue before, get inside their brains, be able to ask them questions. I mean, this is really the place to be. I mean, it's a backstage pass to where all the magic happens, right? So if you're interested, I definitely recommend go checking it out. It's coaching.shineon.com to get all the details there. Coaching.shineon.com. I'm going to keep going. All right. Facebook user says, are any of you testing YouTube ads?
Oh, you're muted, Jim.
Silence a no.
But no, I'm not currently, but it's definitely something we're planning to do this year for sure.
We were behind the 8 ball on the whole Valentine's Day peak season, so we are planning on starting our YouTube testing after Valentine's Day for evergreen niches.
Cool. I got to think that, since you're already getting into video so much with TikTok anyway, it's not that hard to just kind of double up and record some stuff in different formats for YouTube.
It's a little more complicated because of the whole aspect ratio, where TikTok and Reels are all 19:6 and then, or 9:16, or 16:9, and then YouTube is your standard 9:16. So it's a little bit rigmarole. We're gonna. It'll
be interesting to hear what you guys learn there, because I've also got to think that what's going to make somebody buy on YouTube is likely going to be way different than TikTok, because of the most people on YouTube are. I don't think most people on YouTube are just screwing around, right? They're like, with it being intent based. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it'll be really interesting to see what works for you guys there.
Let's see. In the past, when I've done YouTube advertising, the affinity audiences, or like the custom audiences that they create, you say based off of the keywords you provide, were the biggest wins, and then maximize conversions. Now that was January, February of last year, so I don't know if that would still directly apply. But if you are, so inclined to get there before we do, take a keyword, make an audience with it, and then maximize conversions.
Yeah, cool. All right, we're going to do 1 or 2 more, I think. So I'm new. Can I access this call and recording? The answer is yes, absolutely. So first of all, after the live is finished, the post is going to live right here in the group, probably forever. And then also it's on YouTube. So that's a second place that you'll be able to find it. So it's going to be right here. It's also going to be on YouTube. Plus, as I mentioned before, Tammy is putting together kind of a page with all the shots of espresso, and we're going to try to build something for the Coffee with Michaels as well. That's a much bigger undertaking because I don't know how many of these I've done so far, but it's a lot. So it's a lot to kind of organize.
At least 100.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as time goes on. All right. Let's see. Just do one or two more. Here's a good one from Dave Mackey. Do you see better results with Facebook ads when you test with broad demographics or with adding one interest with demographics?
I am personally finding better interest on new ad accounts with new products, giving the Facebook some direction. If it's a seasoned ad account with tens of thousands of pixel fires on it, and I'm still playing in the same niche, broad does work. A lot of times in that case, it'll work better, but you have to look at it as still just another audience. So you can still get the same overlapping problems as you would if you were going into a smaller niche. Realistically now, on all of the ad accounts that I'm active in, they removed that tick box that you used to be able to do for keeping your audience narrowed or very broad. And they just have a little disclaimer now that says, look, I don't care what you say, we're going to use this as a starter point. And then if we think we can find better conversions for you, we're just going to broaden your audience anyway. So it's almost like I'm just telling that the interest targeting now is just where do you want Facebook to start? But it still works.
Very cool. Anybody else have any other opinions on that?
Yeah, I was going to say we still actually go ahead, Krste.
Yeah, I think that feature that Jim was talking about, where it's like forcing everyone to go into broad demographics, that came out like I think just before Q4 or like just at the beginning of Q4, and that will get better over time. So I think by another 6 weeks, when the algorithm changes stabilize, I think for the most part the broad audiences should perform much better because it's got a lot more data over a longer period of time. So, and the other thing is Facebook just removed a whole bunch of interest. So the amount of interest that we have is much smaller, obviously due to growth reasons or whatever they had. They axed a whole bunch. So you'll find that maybe your winning interests aren't there anymore in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
Zappy, what do you have?
The only thing I was going to say was we still tend to isolate things. So whether you mix demographics with interests or just do broad demos, it's still good to start testing based on just maybe one interest at a time in an ad group. That way you are able to better isolate which ones are working, which ones aren't, versus big stacking interests together. That still tends to be the way that we go.
Cool. All right, we're going to do one more question. And Sydney is the lucky winner here. Is there a typical conversion rate you see with selling ShineOn products using Facebook ads? I'm looking for some sort of benchmark to get an idea whether or not my store is doing well. So I think I'm going to translate that a little bit. I think she's looking for benchmarks for when she's like actually an ads manager trying to interpret click-through rate, conversion rate, all that kind of stuff. So what do you say to that?
Yeah. So conversion rate's going to be relative. So if you're in like high testing mode where you're testing a bunch of different phrases or different niches or things like that, your conversion rate is going to be lower. It's going to be 1% or 0.5% or something along those lines. If you are consistently testing new stuff, then you will consistently have a lower conversion rate even on your winners, right? Like if you look at your store, my conversion rate yesterday was like a 2% because I'm heavy testing. When we're not heavily testing and we're just scaling winners, obviously your conversion rate is going to go up because it's a winning product. So conversion rates are relative. I look for a minimum of a 1% link click CTR. Right now, the Soul Sister niche that I'm doing has an average of 2% link click CTR. So it's obviously it's a strong, the audiences are liking it. Now I just have to dial in pricing. upsells, and AOV so that I can maximize my ad spend. And we'll figure that out over the next week or so. The conversion rate I like to be at is above 3, and ideally above 4. If I'm scaling, it should be above 4, meaning I'm not heavily testing. If I'm heavily testing, it's like 1.5 or 2.
Anybody else have anything they want to add to that? No, everybody's in agreement. Okie dokie.
We're steamrolling the questions today. Just like, I'm answering them.
I think what we'll do is maybe we'll have one big Q&A session one of these times, and we'll just kind of lightning round through 15 or 20 questions. Maybe we'll put out a form or something, gather them beforehand. We'll figure that out. It'll be kind of fun. All right, let's go ahead and move to wrap this thing up. So do me a favor, if you like this, if you got value out of it, anything like that, drop some love in the comments. Make sure you like the post. If you're on YouTube, you better like this freaking video. We're going to pause real quick so everybody can do that. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you for your support. Okay, if you like ShineOn, if you agree that we're the greatest print-on-demand company on the planet, and we are, by the way, I think that can be well defended at this point. I don't even think it's arrogant to say anymore. I think it's just an objective fact at this point. You can share ShineOn with your friends. There's nothing I think a family member would love more than for you to send them your affiliate link to ShineOn so they can sign up and start selling some of our amazing products. But if you have e-com friends, if you have e-com buddies, if you're in some e-commerce groups, perhaps you're a little influencer on YouTube, anything like that, you can share ShineOn with your friends. And if they sign up through your affiliate link, you will earn 75 cents per order that comes in through them. So to get to it, it's really easy. Log into ShineOn now. You have to have sold at least 100 orders in order to have access to this. So you have to at least get to 100 orders before you see this. But you get into ShineOn, go to referrals over in the left-hand menu. It's nested underneath analytics if you don't see it. And then up in the very top right is your referral link. This is your magic link that you can share with friends, family, your e-com people, the e-com groups, on your YouTube channel, wherever you share things. And if people sign up, you'll get 75 cents per order. Now, if you have referred somebody like a Krste who's done just under $7 million in revenue with ShineOn, just think about all that money right now. You'd probably have like a Ferrari sitting in your garage. So you don't want to sleep on this. Jim's raising his hand here.
I believe I referred Krste just a long time ago. I forgot to put my affiliate link in. Can I take his
unfortunately,
it's not retroactively.
It doesn't quite work that way, but nice try. Nice. So you would have like what, a 5th Tesla? If that were true? No, probably. Jim. No, Jim. All right. So anyways, make sure you share this with your friends and family. And until next time, if you want to start selling with ShineOn, go to ShineOn.com. Make sure you sign up. It takes 60 seconds. If you're on YouTube and you want to join our Facebook group, go to bit.ly/GoShineOn to join our Facebook group. Also, if you haven't joined our Facebook group, you're absolutely insane. It's the most engaged Facebook group on the planet, and it's the best print-on-demand company in the world. So what are you doing? Go join the Facebook group. If you're watching on Facebook and you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, again, what is the matter with you? We may need to get your head checked. YouTube.com/C/ShineOn Print on Demand. Go subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss a thing. And then also you can follow us on Instagram at ShineOn on Instagram. So everybody, appreciate you for joining us this week. And until next time, happy selling. Take care, everybody.
Good to see everybody. Take care.